Hello, YouTube viewers. This is Cynthia Michael from Screen Productions bringing you a new podcast from my segment called The Black Lightning Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. Also, I'll try to do my best not to breathe so hard during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, this podcast will attain to this audio podcast will attain to adult language. So basically, if you're under 18, this podcast will attain to adult language. So anyway, let's get into the latest episode of Black Lightning, episode 8. So basically, this episode starts off with this episode starts off with Jefferson, aka Black Lightning, training his daughter Vanessa, who picked the code name Thunder to they were training in the tailor shop and working on finesses, working on hand-to-hand combat and also working on improving, finesses, a bit, teaching her power, working on her control of her power. So basically, Jefferson. So basically, as in the previous episode, Tobias Square had set So actually, Tobias Square had killed Lady Eve, but he made it looks like that Black Lightning killed Lady Eve. So basically, at this point in time, until he can clear. Until Jefferson can clear his superhero name, he will have to stand out as Black Lightning. So basically, they need to find a way to clear Black Lightning's Jefferson's superhero name before he can continue being a superhero. So who would he kill Lady Eve? Anyway, it also in the previous episode that somehow Lala had been brought back to life by a woman that he killed in episode 4. Lala got killed by Tobias Square after the whole incident, after being picked up by the police and really spilling his guts about Tobias' actions and whatnot. So anyway, so basically, Lala went to his club. He saw his boys who, was just shocked to see him still alive and whatnot. So basically, Lala was wondering what the hell is was wondering how the hell he got back to life. So the woman he killed, Yolanda, keeps on Yolanda's spirit keeps talking to Lala, but Lala is the only one who can see Yolanda's spirit and actually talk to her. But as for everybody else, it seems like Lala is talking. It seems like Lala is just talking to himself and whatnot. So anyway, basically we cut to a AC Parker where we see Jamie talking to a strange guy named Martin Price. Turns out this Martin guy recently began his act is the head of a government secret organization called the ASA. Turns out 30 years ago they've been experimenting with some shit to keep the people in freedom in line, to keep use this vaccine that is now called Green Light to keep the people alive. But instead of keeping alive, the drug had accidentally triggered making metahuman. So basically, because of that outcome, gamma using was a was a agent that was assigned to play man to hunt down these men and he can get rid of them. So anyway, now the meeting was over the whole Black Lightning being blamed for killing Lady Eve. So basically, Martin's like, you know what? What? When Black Lightning disappeared, we had no problem with him. When Black Lightning reappeared, we had no problem with him. But after he killed Lady Eve, now we have a problem. So basically, he's saying that that I'm going to send some special op guys to take care of Black Lightning. So basically, Gary's trying to talk to Martin, like please don't do that, like it's all a big misunderstanding. But Martin was like, Lady Eve was a very important ally for us. So basically, after Black Lightning killed Lady Eve, his black ass is on the block. So like this smart guy, the head of the Gammy's old government, the government organization he worked for, saying that if Black Lightning pokes his head out, his ass is glass. So anyway, Martin drove away, and Gary is like, oh shit, now he has this problem to deal with. So anyway, meanwhile, while I was going on, Jefferson's ex-wife, was cleaning up her lab after Lady Eve's men broke in and stole the research and the samples, sample vaccine that is good, the virus for the sample vaccine of Green Light 30 years ago and whatnot. Her daughter was. So basically, she noticed that the research that her older daughter brought to her lab was gone. So basically, she went to go check on the samples that the virus has had that with vaccine in it to another lab. So she went to go check on that, and so far. So far, that was not the test was not matched with, was not stolen and whatnot. So basically before Jefferson's ex-wife went to go get the lab results of the vaccine she test, her daughter Jennifer was like, what's going on, team and what's going on, team Lester and Dad, because they've been very secretive lately. So basically, her mother, so basically, her mother couldn't tell her what the hell has been going on, and basically they were going to tell her, but as of right now, no. So anyway, at school, we see Jennifer hanging out with her best friend. This time, usually we see Jennifer hanging out with her best friend. They're always getting into some stupid competitive trouble, but this time Jennifer's best friend is actually doing something a safe activity. Turns out she's running for student body president at Garfield High. So anyway, So anyway, so basically they was just doing something that normal instead of getting in trouble and shit like that. So anyway, but that's when Jennifer Flynn, decided to hang with her posters up high, but using this unstable as a ladder. When Jennifer Flynn looked out, she about to fall off this scaffold that she's using as a ladder to hang a poster. That's when Jennifer's power is activated, and she finds her phone. But turns out that it turns out that that Jennifer Spring was fine when she came down. She didn't hurt herself. So basically, when Jennifer, that whole incident, the whole stress of that situation activated Jennifer's powers. So anyway, meanwhile, Jefferson and Vanessa broke into the morgue and examined Lady E's body. Turns out that whatever killed Lady E must have been some electronic weapon, but not force. So basically, after figuring out how much power would this electronic weapon needed, they figured out the power source of this electronic weapon. It turns out the electronic weapon that the assassin used to kill Lady Eve and her people was powered by nuclear power. So basically, Gammy hacked into the satellite, and found power. It managed to track the weapon. It managed to track the power source of the electricity weapon that was used to kill Lady Eve and her people. So basically, Jefferson and Vanessa wanted to go investigate, but Gabriel was just trying to talk Jefferson and Vanessa out of it. But and Jefferson's like, what the hell is wrong with you? And you've been acting very strange, with Tobias and all this. What the hell is going on, Gammy? So basically, Gammy told him that, there's some people, there's a button on your head. So basically, not telling Jefferson the full truth, that he's talking about he put a button on your head, but he didn't say who did, but he's telling me it's not safe to go out there. But Jefferson says, I'm not going to put back on suit. So basically, we're just going to investigate. I'm not going to put on my Black Lightning suit. We're just going to track down the weapon, and call the police after he will handle the rest. So anyway, basically the guilt is the secrets about Gammy's past and the secrets he's been keeping from Jefferson is really starts to get to Gammy. So anyway, Jennifer meanwhile Jennifer was still thinking about how to activate her powers after she found her phone. After a few tries, she managed to figure out how to activate her powers. So basically, confirming that Jefferson's youngest daughter now has lightning-based powers, just like Jefferson does. So anyway, while Jennifer figured out how to activate her powers, Gammy went to church and tried to have some soul searching, after after talking to a member of the congregation, he decided that I think it might be time to tell Jefferson the whole truth and whatnot. So anyway, meanwhile back at Jefferson's ex-wife's lab, she tested, she got the vaccine sample back. It turns out the vaccine was an early version of green light. So basically, she's like, she called Jefferson while Jefferson was tracking the reference in the woods, and telling her that the vaccine that the master found in your father's future is the same stuff that green light is made out of. So basically, but she couldn't find who created it. So basically, Jefferson told her to ask Jamie. He probably know anything. So anyway, after Jefferson hanged up, Tanaka and Jefferson found the record and also the assassin. He used the record buried in a shallow grave. So Jefferson decided to call the Spectre. But he called the Spectre, tell him that, he found the real person and weapon that killed Lady Eve. But Jefferson and Tanaka decided to stay there in case somebody tries to mess with the evidence. But so Jefferson and Tanaka stay there, just in case somebody comes by and mess with the evidence. So basically, a corporate cop came and acting. A corporate cop came from the precinct and he started to mess with the evidence. So basically, the cop activated the top secrets of the lightning best weapon and got himself blown up along with the evidence. But lucky for Jefferson, Tanaka think very fast and change his life. So basically, Jefferson was, even though the evidence was kind of gone, but he was happy that, that Jennifer actually, saved his life. So anyway, so Jefferson, and meanwhile, back at Gamey's kid's hair shop, Jefferson just went to ask me about the green light vaccine that came here 30 years ago, and that's when Gary said, I can't talk about that, and it's like, what the hell? And Gary said that, and Jefferson put two and two together, like, the vaccine came 30 years ago, the same time that you came to Freeman 30 years ago. So basically, like, I know that, I know that you had questions, but after I had to tell Jefferson first. So anyway, back at Jefferson's house, Jefferson advised him that Gamey, you need to go talk to Gamey. He got to tell her. Turns out that Gamey's name is not Peter. Gamey's name is not. It's not Gamey. Turns out his name is Peter Mosos. His real name is Peter. So anyway, turns out that Gamey told Jefferson everything. Turns out that 30 years ago, the government organization ASS came to Freeman 30 years ago and passed this vaccine out as a vaccine for the flu. It is the drug to keep, like I said, to keep everybody in line. But turns out the drug had a side effect that gave people that gave people superpowers. So this vaccine, the early version of green light, accidentally gave people superpowers 30 years ago. So basically, it gave me the part of the organization. So basically, gave me. Gaming was an agent that was sent to track down people who got powers from the early green light early green light vaccine and whatnot, but he did not know that that the species he was tracking down were killed off and whatnot. So anyway, also he told them about Martin and about the guys that and told him about Martin and whatnot. And also he was the one, but also the early green light vaccination was also killing young kids as well. So basically, it turns out that Gaming was the whistleblower that gave Jefferson the research in the first place, who gave Jefferson thought of the research to blow the whistle about the government, about the secret government vaccination that gave a lot of people metahuman powers. But for the artist who got published, he got Jefferson's father got killed by Tobias Farrell. So anyway, Jefferson was so pissed off that even though Gary finally told Jefferson the truth, but Jefferson was so pissed off, he told Gary to stay away from him and his family, and Jefferson just walked out of Gary's apartment. So anyway, meanwhile, back at Jefferson's house, Jennifer was talking to Vanessa and so her phone that she fired with her superpowers, and Vanessa was like, "What the hell happened to your phone?" I fired my phone with my own bare hands. So basically, the episode ended with Vanessa looking like, "Oh my God." Looking like, oh my God, my sister has powers too. This is how the episode ended. Kind of ended. So basically, then we cut to Lara, who's home, talking to Wanda while he's in the shower. He asking her. So basically, Lara's asking, Wanda, how did I get back to, how did you bring me back to life? Well, why I'm back in the London living? And Wanda said, don't worry about it. So basically, Wanda made out with Wanda through spirit and whatnot, but she disappeared and Lala starts crying and whatnot, and this is how the episode really ended. So basically, there are a lot of questions been answered in this episode, but it's still but the biggest question is how the fuck did Wanda's spirit brought Wanda back to life? Does magic exist in Black Lightning? So basically, what we've seen so far in Black Lightning, been science-based, but then the whole Lala bummed back to life by Wanda's spirit. Now we're seeing the supernatural side or the magic side of the whole Black Lightning series. So basically, I hope that in the next episode we will get a definitive answer that that magic does exist in Black Lightning. So anyway, overall, this episode was good. So anyway, like I said, Cynthia Michael, sign off. 1,